Hi, my name is Chloe. I'm a mechanical engineering student.
And my name is Olivia, and I am a civil engineering student.
We're from the University of Portland, and today we're going to be extracting DNA.
Strawberry edition. All right, so today we're going to be extracting DNA from strawberries, and this is what you're going to need to get started.
You're going to need some water, some table salt, some liquid dish soap, a Ziploc bag. Of course, can't forget the strawberries.
Can't forget.
No, and then you're going to need some chilled rubbing alcohol. And a few other, you might need few glasses too to just help with the extraction process. All the listed materials are going to be listed in the activity sheet provided. So DNA actually stands for deoxyribose nucleic acid. Its structure was first discovered by Rosalind Franklin in the 1950s. It's actually shaped like a double helix. And all our DNA is actually the genetic instructions for everything that makes us us.
And in the human body, we call our cell a diploid because it has 2 copies of DNA. But in a strawberry, each cell has 8 copies of DNA, and therefore we call it an octoploid. So every cell has cell walls and also plasma membrane, and what that plasma membrane does is it regulates what enters and leaves the cell. And the plasma membrane is made of lipids and proteins, so it's super tough.
Yeah, so in order to dissolve the lipids and proteins and actually get to the DNA, we need to break it down, and we use the liquid dish soap and the salt in order to do this. Let's get your safety goggles and your strawberries, and let's get started. The first step is making the precipitating solution. So you're going to need 1/3 cup of water, your salt, and then your liquid dish soap. You're going to want to mix this all together until it's fully dissolved.
Next is you're going to want to put your strawberries into a Ziploc bag. Make sure to cut off the tops of them. And then you're going to put a little bit of the solution that you just made into the bag, roughly 3 tablespoons.
Should be enough, yeah.
Yep. And then you're going to want to close the bag up. Nice and tight. And you're gonna make sure there's no air, yeah. And then you're gonna start smashing your strawberries. Gotta smash them up until they're nice and liquidy.
Now with a moistened paper towel or a cheesecloth or a metal strainer, what you're gonna want to do is pour the mashed up strawberries through, so that we can separate out all the solids and just get the liquids. If you're using a moistened paper towel, this process might take a little while because you gotta want to make sure all the liquid from the smashed strawberries come out. So it might be a little bit quicker if you use a metal strainer or a cheesecloth.
You should have all of your strained strawberry liquid in a cup. And once you've had that, now you're going to want to take your chilled rubbing alcohol and you're going to want to pour it down the side of the cup. And this is where a spoon could be useful. We don't want to mix it too much. We just want it to slowly go down the sides. And what you're going to see is some amazing separation taking place.
So all the DNA fibers that we're going to be seeing are going to precipitate out into the isopropyl alcohol. The isopropyl alcohol is less dense than the liquid that we just extracted, so it's going to sit right on top of the strawberries. All right. You actually don't need a lot of rubbing alcohol like I just poured, but just enough to make that layer.
Now what we see here is we see the rubbing alcohol, and then we see the solids from the strawberry liquid, and we see some really thin, long fibers in the rubbing alcohol, and that is the DNA of the strawberries. If you want to be able to kind of see the DNA a little bit more, you can choose to stir it up and wait, and you'll see that you have a lot of these fibers coming out, and You can also try to grab either a spoon or some tweezers, and you can pull it up, hopefully, and see the little white fibers, which is the DNA inside.
Here's another few fun facts about DNA. We actually share 41% of our DNA with bananas.
Wow. And another fact is that if we were to take all of the DNA from our bodies and line it up, we would have enough DNA to go all the way from the Earth to Sun and back 600 times.
600 times, wow. So we hope you guys enjoyed this activity.
Make sure to send in your pictures and your videos.
We'd love to hear you guys' thoughts.
And see you next time.